Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Listen, this one right here is gonna be on some nerdy stuff. Um, like grab your pencil or pen, grab a piece of paper. Matter of fact, grab a notebook because this one is something I never done before, and it's in remembrance. Um, so it's 320 master metaphysical and occult booklist mixed, part one. All right, 320 books. Yeah, I know. 320 books I have to give to us, not only myself but us. 320 books, master metaphysical and occult book list, just a part one. And I've received this from a particular reference, which I will give towards the end of this lecture or this short spill. A few books I have of my own. I just have a few because I'm real far away from home right now. So that's all I had in my backpack as far as personal studies. Um, yeah, this is all I have on me. The rest, what I have now will be a short spill. Some of the books from the person I'm relating to or the info, um, the books that I'm relaying, he said people don't do this. Are the books he gave, he said people don't do this. People not going to give up the information on personal books that they have. Just cause, I get it. It's just cause of everything and how it goes. I wouldn't give up my personal book list unless it was for a very important reason. So, but I'm here to give remembrance as reference. Again, my name is Reference because that's all I can do for you. I can refer you to something. I promise you, I know the concept, know what it is, know an individual you could talk to, get in contact with, or a source, or something you could refer to as far as research, or a book, or author, because I'm just a reference for now. So right now, I have to give 320 books that was also given from a reference source in remembrance of him. He said people don't do this. Well, I met him a few times before, so I'm pretty sure me it begged to differ. So here I am. Plus, people don't know me, so it's important to not only duplicate the information as best I can. As far as his standpoint, he had every single book to show. I do not have every single book to show, but that's what I am pursuing. That is one of the reasons why I'm glad I even embarked on looking at this information, because I would like to have these books, on my own. I don't have my glasses, but I'm going to do the best I can. And you must be patient. You must be patient with yourself, not me. If you need to pause it and play it, pause it and play it, because that's what I have to do when listening to the information. This is for the people who's really taking this thing on themselves type serious. And these are books that they need to really get into, et cetera, et cetera. You will get authors and the name of the book. This is for those interested personally, or for those who want to build a library, or for your children, or for the public, relatives, it doesn't matter, for your agenda. Grab a notebook and pencil or pen that's erasable, I advise. I'll put the reference at the end, like I said. The real video is 6 hours long. It's one of a kind, so I give thanks. It's one of a kind. Though I haven't been to every aspect of the digital social media world and all the platforms, however, I know I haven't never seen nothing like this, someone giving away they personal stuff, all right? So, you could split this up or enjoy the ride. You can split this up or enjoy the ride. We all have a life, so I understand. These books will debunk any questions you have about the divine feminine or masculine within, uses of your energies or how to use your energies, the planets and beyond, knowledge of self, activation of your abilities, the hidden side of the tree, if y'all know what I mean. Um, if if not in if not in this part one, there will be more. There will be a part two, and most likely a part three. That's how many books it is. So it's important that we be thorough and go through spelling and all that. And for those who want more than that or don't want to deal with what he or I am talking about or relaying or regurgitating, just look online and go take a trip and travel to and look up the different metaphysical and occult libraries around the world, or slowly create one of your own. There'll be information on Egypt, Necronomicon, H.P. Lovecraft, Hindu, India, Voodoo, Orisha, and a lot of thick reference books, out of print book sources, Goetia, and much, much more, authors and such. I'm not sure if anybody took the time to reiterate his lecture, but that's not my problem. Last time it was posted before he was living, it was there, and I took it for granted. But or didn't make time for the information, so it was removed. But now, completely from platforms that I know of, when he passed. So I'm thinking, thank goodness his son posted it up about 9.5 months ago, put back up the information. I slipped last time, but not this time. So the time is now, and everything he said or I said will assist and further you in your journey. Understand the importance of these books. Understand and influences your DNA. Understand that the books are light. Everything's not about books, I get it. But once you get the concept, you get it. You got the light. It's all about programming yourself or remembering what you already know, as far as the DNA and dealing with the light. All right. From what I heard, it takes like 1,000 books to start a library, or you can start a non-profit organization or something like that. So, maybe you should take the time to get 1,000 books together. And if you want to get it in this manner, this is these are application books for the most part. Teach you how to tap in. All right. So, here we go. This is my first time doing this. All right. The first book I want to talk about is, before I get started on his books, talk about the ones that I have here with me now. All right. There you go. All right. This is one of them. This is called The Alchemy of Sexual Energy, Connecting the Universe from Within by Montauk Chia. Y'all already see what it is. It's self-explanatory. If you don't know, check it on PDF. It's probably there. All right. Next book I have with me that I brought, because I'm out of town right now, is The Twilight of Consciousness. Explore your dreams with astral projection. All right. This is a real good one. Teaches you a technique where you can, This is by Robert E. Zucker, Zucker. Robert E. Zucker, Zucker. Robert Zucker. And there's one technique in here that'll tell you, how you can switch scenes inside your dreams. So Twilight of Consciousness, explore your dreams with astral projection. That's what it looked like. And I won't have, for like 300 of these, I won't have no book. All right, it'll just be an author, and it'll be the name of the book. You can have a laptop or a phone next to you and look it up. Take your time. That you have much of, maybe. So that's with that. All right, that's just something that I have with me. All right, excuse me, if I decided to do this lecture in a short period. I just didn't have my books with me, and I definitely don't have as much as him, but I will. So this one is very special too. This book is by Judy K. King, K-A-Y. Judy K. King, Judy K. King. The Isis Thesis, a study decoding 870 ancient Egyptian signs. There you go. All right. I have to run through these swiftly. I just told you how many books I'm gonna be going through. All right. I didn't have the actual book, so what I did was I printed it out. This is The Magician by Philip Cooper. All right. I had to print it out. Went to the library, printed out every single page. Excuse me. Print out every single page. The Magician by Philip Cooper. If you can't get the real book, get it on PDF. Go to the library, print it out. There you go. All right. Another good one I have is Cyclomancy. Cyclomancy, the secret to psychic power control. We need to get into this now. An individual did 2 classes on this. I went to pay for the third, he was gone. So don't take your time or other people's time for granted. Cyclomancy by Frank Rudolph Young. Cyclomancy by Frank Rudolph Young. Got on my Facebook page. I've had it in the back of my picture for some time now. That's where you'll find it. All right. All right. Next one is Occult Principles of Health and Healing. This is a real good one. I haven't finished it all, but it's a real good one. And just type in just look up Occult Principles of Health and Healing by Max Heindel, Heindel. One technique you could do, I was flipping through the pages, say, hey, what I need to do to work on self as far as the health principle. Boom, turn right to it, synchronized with me, and I was like, wow, it was right and exact, So, yeah, that's what it looked like. Might be a hardback or another paperback, I don't know, but Occult Principles of Health and Healing, and by Max Heindel, Heidel. All right, it's another book I got with me, just carrying around in my backpack while I'm traveling the good old U.S. states. All right, another good book is Darkness Visible. Help deal with the subconscious mind and the darkness meditation and transformation. The only thing to fear is self. Get acquainted with it. It's a power. All right, get through it. Darkness Visible. That's the name of the book. Awakening Spiritual Light Through Darkness Meditation by Ross Haven and Simon Buxton. Haven is spelled Heaven, and Simon Buxton, SimonBuxton. All right. This book right here is Darkness Meditation. This is what I was teaching on or teaching out of, and I'm not done yet, and I will get back to. But when it gets to the chemical and science part, what happens when you tapping into your subconscious mind and it's going through these chemicalized processes that happens within all of us. So that's what I was explaining. However, I'm going to get back on it. I promise, and I don't make promises. This is called Darkness Technology. Darkness Technology by Montauk Chia. Darkness Technology by Montauk Chia. Darkness Technology by Montauk Chia. Darkness Techniques for Enlightenment. MANTAK spacebar CHIA. Darkness Technology. And that's all I got as far as mine, what I have. All my other books, It's at the house. All right, it's at the house. So what I'm about to go through now is what he has as far as the metaphysical and the master metaphysical and occult book list. These are just the names of the book and the authors. Okay, I'm gonna try to shorten up the 6 hours that he has, because it's a 6 hour lecture. If you don't want to go through it, well, here you are. I suggest you save me as a backup and deal with him first. Save Grandpa as a backup. He's a grandpa too, but save him as have him as a number one, and have me as a backup. You know, because we don't own these platforms, so they kind of gonna do what they do. Dig me, all right? So here we go. Water. How y'all doing today, man? How y'all like that spring equinox? Man, I don't know what it did to y'all, but boy, as a half Aquarius, half Pisces, a cusper, man, I was in this room like, oh, mommy, I'm dying again. This is the same time this happened when I first started speaking. I'm like, oh, this spring equinox is on point. I'm just cleaning my spot. So, book 1, The 7 Laws of Dark Powers, volume 2 by Brother P. Look it up. Book 2, The Cunt Coloring Book. He said that the first one is a must-have. The second one is a must-have. It's called The Cunt Coloring Book, by T. Marine, T-E-E spacebar M-A-R-I-N-N-E. It deals with vagina scrying. There's information you can look up by Bobby and some of his comrades that he speak with that deals with vaginal scrying. Fellas, open it up and look in. Ooh. Leave it at that. Third book, that's a must-have. A Outline of Occult Science by Rudolf Steiner. R-U-D-O-L-F spacebar S-T-E-I-N-E-R. All right. That's book number 3. Book 4. I'm not gonna say book 4. Y'all just got to keep up. Or I might just to be referencey. All right. Black Holes and the Secrets of the Universe by Christopher Lambton. All right. Black holes. What in the world happened here? Excuse me for a second, y'all. I got to get this right here. No. Excuse me for a second. I ain't playing around about them tunes. Assess the energy, assess the mood in all type of ways. Excuse me. Number 4, Black Holes and the Secret of the Universe by Christopher Lambton. L-A-M-P-T-I-N. Lambton. Number 5. This is a book dealing with Necronomicon, the Inferno Text, Nox, and Liberkoth, L-I-B-E-R, spacebar K-O-T-H, by Stephen Sennett, S-T-E-P-H-I-N-S-E-N-N-I-T-T. Book number 6, Rites of Lucifer Temple of the Ascending Flame. Need y'all just to type that in. I didn't get a good author for that, but Rites of the Lucifer Temple of the Ascending Flame. Book number 7, The Gnostic Young by Jung, and the 7 Ceremonies of the Dead by Stephen Holler. STEPHAN spacebar HOLLER. Book number 8, The Magician, which I already showed y'all, by Philip Cooper. I just happen to have that with me. Book number 9, which is a must-have, So is the Magician. So he says to have The Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon the King, by Samuel Leidenell, SAMUEL space LIDDELL. Lydell, McGregor Mathers, and Alexander Crowley. He was mentioned that deals with the 72 chakras within the pineal. All right. Whew, it's gonna be a doozy. All right. MACGREGOR Mathers, MATHERS. ALEISTER Crowley, CROWLEY. That's a must-have. The next must-have is number 10, Speak with the Dead, the 7 Methods of Spirit Communication, by Constantino. So a lot of these I won't be able to pronounce, so I'm going to give you the correct spelling. KONSTANTTIAONS. Book 11, Santa Moreta. All right. Another must-have by Tracy Rowland, ROLLIN. 12, The Great God Pan, Arthur Macon. That's who it's by. Arthur Macon, MACHEN. Book 13, The Jijin Connection, by Rosemary Gooley. The hidden link between shadow people, Nephilim, ETs, Archons, reptilians, and other entities. All right. Rosemary Gooley, GUILEY. All right. Book 14, The Book of Black Magic, which is another must-have. Arthur Edward Wyatt. All right. WAITE. Arthur Edward Wyatt. All right. 15, The History of the Devil by Gerald Master. Concept of the Devil. All right. We all know the Hidden Talk. This is Hidden Talk. This is metaphysical and occult books. Nothing to take literal. This is Hidden Talk to find out about self. All right. These books will help us along our path. All right. Gerald Mastle, MASSADLE. Gerald with a G. All right. 16, The 7 Faces of Darkness. Practical Typhonian Magic. They said it's a movie based upon it also. Did I have an author on that one? Yeah, Gerald Mastle. No, The 7 Faces of Darkness. This author that wrote that is Don Webb, DON space WEBB. Talks about the ancient Sumeria spells. Talks about Set. It's some of the information you could find is in the Conan movie. That's sort of the story where they talked about where the wife walked up on her husband in the room and he was studying information, and she found him floating in the air. Half of him was disappeared because he was in such a trance. All right. The next book, book 17, the Tunkhem, Tankhem, TANKHEM, which is the name of the book. The author is MOGG space MORGAN. Maug Morgan. Meditations on Set Maggage. The Takim. Meditations on Set Maggage by Maug Morgan. I'll get better, excuse me. Book 18, Beyond Death, a Gnostic Book of the Dead by Samuel Oon. A-U-N. Samuel Oon Weir, W-E-O-R. What You Should Know About the Afterlife. All right, 19. Prime Chaos by Phil Hine. H-I-N-E. You already know how to spell Phil. All right. Book 20. Excuse me. Liber Chaos and Liber No. The Cycle Note. Introduction to Chaos Magic, Part 1 and 2 by Peter J. Carroll. Carroll starting with a C-A-R-O-L. 21. Book 21. 777 and Other Kabbalistic Writings of Aleister Crowley. You spell Kabbalistic with a Q. Q-A-B-L-I-S-T-I-C. Writings of Aleister Crowley. He spells his name A-L-E-I-S-T-E-R space C-R-O-W-L-E-Y. All right. Book 22. The Hidden Power of the Subconscious Mind by James Van Fleet. I'm sure some of y'all heard of that. All right. Another book called The Gift of the White Lucifer. Gift of the Polaria of the White Lucifer by W.H. Mueller, M-U-L-L-E-R, and Kenneth Grant. 24. Sexual Alchemy by Donald Tyson. Magical Intercourse with Spirits. He said those last two books is a must-have. Book 24 and 23. The next one, book 25, Necronomicon, Necronomicon. The author is Simon, just as that, S-I-M-O-N. Writings of H.P. Lovecraft, but it's a little different. The last one is a must-have. It teach you how to initiate an introduction with spirits. Nothing to be afraid of. Spirits, also speaking of ancestors. In the spirit world, having sex is just like saying hello. Some people have a firm understanding on this plane, you know what I mean? But y'all give them all type of names and labels, you know? Don't judge them. Check yourself. They might be on the right track, you know? So, author by Simon also deals with Sumerian information. Check that out. Book 26, The Black Arts by Richard Cavendish. C-A-N-V-E-N-D-I-S-H. It's called The Black Arts. 27, Kabbalah, A Magic Primer by John Bonner. Y'all know how to spell John. B-O-N-N-E-R. 28, Notricon, that's what he called it. N-O-C-T-U-R-N-I-C-O-N by Constantinos, which is, he speaks on the Necronomicon in the Greekish way. And this is for y'all study people who's taking this thing seriously, all right? Constantinos, K-O-N-S-T-A-N-T-I-N-O-S. Talks about the Necronomicon in the Greekish type of relay. The next book is Nocturnal Witchcraft, Magic After, by also Constantinos, the last author. These two are recommended. The next one, book 30, Summoning Spirits, The Art of Magical Evocation by Constantinos again. Book 31, which is a must-have, he also said. Focus, control, and direct your mind. He said the processes for some of these books, these are the steps. You focus, control, and direct your mind first. Then you have the ability to enter a magical state, which is trance. Then you have the ability to visualize, thirdly, and then the ability to travel to inner planes in the body of light, and basic rituals. The information behind that is called Sexual Sorcery by Jason Austis Nacum, A-U-S-T-I-S space N-E-W-C-O-M-B, The Complete Guide to Sex Magic. All right, book 32, Psychic Vampires by Joe H. Slate. 33, Communicating with the Dead Reach Beyond the Grave by Jeff Belanger. Belanger. Next one, Cyber Magic. Advanced Ideas in Chaos Magic by Peter J. Carroll. Carroll, Karol. 35, Gothic Grimoire by Konstantinos. Grimoire. Gothic Grimoire by Konstantinos. Konstantinos. 36, Nuian Magic by the Emo Without Tears by Gerald Del Campo. All right. New Age Magic by the Emo Without Tears. Gerald space Del space Campo. Campo. All right. 37, Pineal Gland in Your Third Eye, Proven Methods to Develop Your Highest Self by Dr. Amun Wexler. AUMMONWEXLER. Book 38, The Book of Results by Ray Shurin. Sigilization, that's what it's about, sigils. The Book of Results by RaySuren. Ray Shurin. Book 39, Angels and Demons and Gods of the New Millennium, Musing and Modern Magic by Lon Milo DeQuette. He said any book by Lon Milo DeQuette, get, okay, LON space MILO space DUQUETTE. All right. 40, Blood Magic by Seth. One of the techniques you could do within that book is teach you how to use your sperm as far as magic, not just with the blood, because fellas, we don't have the menstrual going on, huh? Yeah, this is a different type of side of reference that I don't discuss, but it's very important because of the individuals that I am astute under. All right. Book 41, The Dream, The Underworld by James Hillman. All right. 42, Psychic Defense by Dion Fortune. 43, that's a must-have. The last two is a must-have. So is book 39. 43, What is Occultism by Dion Fortune. DION space FORTUNE. All right. Book 44, Lucifer and Irman by Rudolf Steiner. The Influence of or Human Responsibility for the Earth. My thoughts was like Lord of the Rings. That was real slick for them to come out with a book like that, Lucifer and Irman by Rudolf Steiner, because a lot of these things they came out with, Irman was the eye, you know, and the influence around human responsibility for Earth. That was you know, the little hobbit fella. It was his responsibility to save large part of the side of the Earth, so to speak, or the whole planet. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That was book 44. All right. He also explained, Bobby gave him this book, Pan and the Nightmare by James Hillman. 46, Lords of the Left-Hand Path, Forbidden Paths in the Spiritual Hierarchies from the Cult of Set and Church of Satan by Stephen E. Flowers. 47, The Mysteries of Temple of Set, Teaching of the Left-Hand Path by Don Webb. All right. 48, The Biography of Satan by Kersey Graves, Kercey. 49, it said these next 5 books is a must-have. Papa Magic, Occult Practices Within the Catholic Church by Simon. The Satanic Bible by Anton Levy, Antonlevey. That's book 50. Book 51, Enochian Magic for Beginners, the original system dealing with angel magic, by Donald Tyson, Tyson, like, Tyson. This talks about the 007 spells, stuff like that. Yeah, you'll get it when you read it. The Pseudonomicon by Phil Hine, Pseudonomicon by Phil Hine, Hine. Book 53, The Book of Law by Crowley. These was also given to him by Bobby. Book 54, Compacts by Crowley, Konpax. Book 55, The Secret Teaching of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Talks about definitely have the Norwich map of the universe in there for his Norwich students, by Manly P. Hall. Book 56, Timeline Collapse and Universal Ascension. All right. Oh man, what kind of writing did I do? Just look this book up. Timeline Collapse and Universal Ascension, by Nicolay, Necolay, Nicolay M and H.M. Jung, Jung. All right. Book 57, Epigenetics, The Death of Genetic Theory and Transmission, a Disease Transmission, by Jeffrey M. Blond, Gefffery space M space Blond. Book 58, Manly P. Hall, The Secret Teaching of All Ages. Again, it's a second part to it. This is just a kid's book. He had mentioned that a conscious young lady had wrote The Egyptian Cinderella by Shirley Climo, Shirley space Climo, illustrations by Ruth Heller. Book 60, The Complete Gods and Goddesses of Ancient Egypt by Thames and Hudson. All right. Book 61, he said, is a must-have. Dionysus by Walter F. Auto, Autto. Translation by Robert Palmer. 62. That last book speaks about Pan all grown up. He mentioned 62. Domes and Other Ancient Homes by Jonathan Waring, Warrang. All right. 63. The Book of Samurai, by Yamato Tensudama, Tsunetomo. All right. That's who it's by. All right. That's the author. Tsunetomo. That's your author. Translation by William Scott Wilson. The Book of Samurai. All right. Hagagore Yamamoto. That's the name of the book. The Book of Samurai, Hagagore Yamamoto. And the word that started with a T was your author. The Kibra Negasagi, Glory of the Kings, translated by E.A. Wallace Budge. They said it deals with the Rasta, sort of like the Rasta Bible. All right, it's a must-have. He was also speaking about, as far as Dionysus, how Pan is also Prince, and Prince is Pan, and Prince is also Michael Jackson. It's all dealing with energy or entities. All right, doing this as best I can, y'all. Book 65, The Man of the Light, and Iranian Sufism by Henry Corbin, Corban. Book 66, Water. Book 66, H.R. Ellis Davidson, Gods and Myths of Northern Europe. 67, which is a must-have, The Cosmic Serpent DNA and the Origins of Knowledge by Jeremy Nasby, Nasby. Hey, y'all look these up and y'all will be amazed. Y'all be even more amazed when I give it a reference. But I'm just a backup doing what I can, because I'm not sure how many other people doing this or care to do it, because everybody trying to make money or keep the information sacred while we're being attacked, even though the victory is ours. Crazy entendre or contradiction, huh? Still got to fight the fight during the fade, catching up the victory. Do your part. I'll do mine. All right, The Cosmic Serpent DNA and the Origin of Knowledge by Jeremy Nasby, Nasby. Book 68, Dion Fortune, Mystical Kabbalah. Q, starts with a Q. Remember I told you that, all right? I don't have time to too much repeat myself. This book, it's called McGregor Mathers, The Kabbalah Unveiled. This was channeled, the one who channeled the Goetia, the 72 Goetia. Book 70, Edward Hoffman, Opening the Inner Gate, New Path, Ways to the Kabbalah and Psychology. Book 71, The Gnostics by Jacoves space Lacarriere. Book 72, dealing with set worship, the bull or Ombos, Ombos, Seth, and Egyptian Magic. Book 2 by Mogg Morgan, Mogg Morgan. Book 73, Isis Revealed by H.B. Blavatsky, Lavasky, Part 1 and 2. Grab that. The Secret Doctrine by H.B. Lasky. All right, both of them. The next one, Book 74, which is a must-have, he mentioned. He also mentioned Pastor Beverly Randolph is the father of the metaphysical and occult science in the West. He was the one who definitely was a advisor to the actual Abraham Lincoln as far as him navigating through his responsibilities as a leader and still playing both sides, so to speak. Y'all good? My mouth dry. The Nazis and Occult, The Dark Forces Unleashed by the Third Reign by Paul Rowland. Must have. 75, Ancient Future by Wayne B. Chandler. Must have. 76, An Age for Lucifer, Predatory Spirituality for the Quest of Godhood by Robert C. Tucker. 77, The Book of Thoth, Egyptian Tarot by Aleister Crowley, the master therein, Therion, Crowley, but his first name Aleister for the third time. I ain't gonna say too much more. Graham Hancock, that is the author of this book, Fingerprints of the Gods. These next two books is a must-have, and the application to do, not just read or talk about it. All right. Remote Viewing, Secrets by Joseph Mconeagle. Next book, 80, Signs and Symbols of the Primordial Man and the Evolution of Religious Doctrine by Albert Churchward and by John Henry Clark. Deals with Dionysus also. Book 81, that book is a must-have. Gods of Love and Ecstasy, The Traditions of Dionysus by Alan Alain space Danielliou. That's your author of Gods of Love and Ecstasy, The Traditions of Dionysus. Book 82, Adventures of Self, Discoveries and Dimensions of Consciousness, New Perspective on Psychotherapy, Perspective, Inspiration. All right, the author spelling is Don, D-A-N space S-T-A-N-I-S-L-A-V space G-R-O-F. Book 83. Polarity Magic, The Secret History of Western Religion. All right, this book was recommended to him by Bobby. All right, by Wendy Berg and Mike Harris. The Secret History of Sex, Polarity, and Magic. Berg, B-U-R-G. 84. The Stellar Man by John Bynes, B-I-N-E-S. 85. The Secret Doctrine by H.B. Blavatsky and Michael Bones, B-L-A-V-A-T-S-K-Y, and Michael Bones, B-O-N-E-S. 86. Ray of the Black Sun, The Secret Weapons and Cold War Allied Legend by Joseph H. How did I spell this? Lord have mercy. Joseph H. Laurel, L-H-O-R-E-L-L. When you type it in or look it up, it'll come up correctly. The Emerald Tablet by Hermes. Start with a T, T-R-I-M-E-T-I-C. A lot of these books is either out printed or back in the G. When they ain't trying to give us the information, you know what I'm saying? So bear with me, you know what I mean? It's even a harder time keeping up the one who did a 6-hour lecture. A little bit, you know. It's just better because he shows it, but it's not for a long time, it's briefly, believe me. Though he does give a good spiel, but I just got to do my part. That's what this is as reference, all right? If you got any questions, just message me. Be like, what'd you say about book number this or book number that? If you don't want to, cool. Give me the reference afterwards, sort of, all right? Book 88, all right? Man, I can't even. Oh man, what was I doing? I'll mention that one later, all right? Book 89. Masonic and Occult Symbols Illustrated. 728 illustrations by Kathy Burns. Speaks on symbols. 90. My Journey into Wu-Tang Raw by Lamont Ugod Hawkins. 91. Science in the Akashic Field, the Torah, Science in the Akashic Field of the Torah, Theory of Everything by Irvin Lavsky. Irvin, E-R-V-I-N space, E-R-V-I-L-A-N space, L-A-S-Z-L-O, The Science in the Akashic Field. Book 92 through 96 definitely is a must-have. The Isis Thesis, Volume 1 by Judy K. King, which I showed already. Balls of Fire by Judy K. King, author of the Isis Thesis. Look that up also on YouTube. All right. 94. The World's 16 Crucified Saviors, Christianity Before Christ by Kersey Graves, K-E-R-S-E-Y Graves. This is an out-of-print book he speaks of, book 95. The Science of Superman, the Official Guide to the Science of the Last Son of Krypton by Mark Wolverton. Roger Stern is the editor. I did look for it a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, I did look for it a little bit. I have no luck, but I didn't look for it for about 20 minutes. But I didn't find it on PDF or nothing like that. A lot of these books, if you can't find, if it's out of print, look for it on PDF, get it, download it minus the viruses, and have it on you. Walter. But I got no other guy named Dreamwise. I think he got on Patreon where he gives a whole spiel about it. As far as that Superman joint, it was real important. All right, book 96, the Enuma Elish, the Babylon creation epic by Tiffany F. Stephanie, Stephany. 97, the sacred symbols of Mu by Colonel James Churchward. 98. The last one speaks about the Lemurian Moors, the real Moors, Muurs, not the Oors. 98, simple Qigong exercises for awakening the life force energy by Montauk Chia and Lee Holden, Holden. Montauk Chia. If you can't find the books on that, they're on PDF. How I know? Because I downloaded it. Some of these deal with the Matrix, the Simulacra and Simulation, Simulacra, and Simulation by Jean Baudrillard, and by Sheila Faria Glazer, Faria space Glaser. Book 100, Robert Anton Wilson, Taboo, Sex, Religion, and Magic by Lon Milo DeKent and Christopher S. Hite. Deals with how to make love for you spiritual travelers and astute. You ain't got to be a traveler. You ain't got to be, just dealing with it as a teacher or as a student, whatever you want to do. Gnosis, The Nature of History of Gnosticism by Kurt Rudolph, Rudolph, Kurt, Kurt. Book 102, which is a must-have. So is book 104 and 105. Gnosis, The Secret of Solomon's Temple revealed by Philip Gardner. 103, Elaine Pagels, The Gnostic Gospels. 104, The Chicken Kabbalah by Lon Milo DeKent. 105, The Temple in Man by R.A. Schwoller Dibelos. Let me spell that. SCHWALLER space DILOBUS. Book 106, The Orion Mystery by Robert Duvall, Duvall, by Robert Duvall and Adrian Gilbert, Gilburt. The Orion Mystery. 107, Embodying Osiris by Tom F. Kavetta. All right. Book 108, Through the Gates of Death by Dion Fortune, Dione Fortune. He was saying this book right here is out of print, but a good company go to get out of print books is Kessinger Books, Kessinger. Practical Lessons in Hypnotism and Magnetism. Books written in 1902 by L.W. De Lawrence. All right. Book 110, The Secret Source by Adam Partrew, Partrew. The Secret Source, Other Six Beyond the. It was speaking on. I think he was saying like, it's the secret source by this Adam Partrew, but as far as the law of attraction, this book speaks on the other six, because they say the 7 laws of attraction, so it speaks on the other 6. So it's a good grab to get. All right. He said this book was one of his favorites. It's Sacred Symbols of the Dogon. Oh yeah, definitely got some information on YouTube. Secret to Advanced Science. And the Dogon Egyptian Mysteries. All right. Hieroglyphics by Laird Scranton, Scranton. Book 112, The Science of the Dogon, Recoding the African Mystery Tradition, also by Laird Scranton. 113 is a must-have. So is the other two books I said before. 113, The Pale Fox by M. Raval and G. I'm gonna spell all that. The Pale Fox by M. Space Griavle and G. Dieterlen. I have downloaded the PDF and is on my digital devices as we speak, before I try to look forward to finding it. All right, it's a book that must have, because he said it's out of print, but I'm sure a lot of you are more savvy than I am in the digital world, so you'll find it. Huh? All right. The Serious Mystery, New Scientific Evidence of Alien Contact, 5,000 years ago, by Robert Temple. Speaks on the mythology and cosmology, decoded and coded. All right. Book 115 you could get on PDF if you can't find it. In Actuality, Dark Light Consciousness by Edward Bynum Bruce, must have. 116, Book 116, Making of the White Man and the History, Tradition, and Teachings of Elijah Muhammad by Paul Lawrence Guthrie, Guthrie. It's another good reference source. Book 117, Book of Yaqub, 2nd edition by Rashid El Muhammad. Book 118, The Sword and the Serpent, The Twofold Kabbalistic Universe by Dennings and Phillips. Next, he said it's easy to read. Next book, 119, How to Test and Develop Your ESP by Paul Hewson, Huson. Book 120, The Secrets of Self-Hypnosis, Harnessing the Power of Your Unconscious Mind by Adam Eason, Eason. Book 121, The Complete Program for Fulfilling or Following Your Spiritual Potential Psychic Workshop by Kim Chesney, Chestney. Book 122, James Van Fleet, The Hidden Power of the Subconscious Mind. I already said that, might have said that before, but oh well. Book 123, Clairvoyance, Thoughts, Transference, Auto-Trance, and Spiritualism by L. W. Lawrence. All right. Book 124 by Stephen H. Hollier, Hoelleer, Gnosticism, A New Light on Ancient Tradition of Inner Knowing. Book 125, which is a book to have, which he says, Esoteric Cosmology by Rudolf Steiner. Everything by Rudolf Steiner, he says you need to have. Anything you find on Rudolf Steiner, just grab it. Because you know how it go in the world of not owning publishing prints or companies. Book 126, Philip Garner and Gary Osborne, The Serpent of the Grail, The Truth Behind the Philosopher's Stone and the Elixir of Life. Good grab. Book 127 by Robert Temple and Olivia Temple, The Sphinx Mystery, The Forgotten Origins of Sanctuary of Anubis. Ooh. This book in particular, he was speaking on, Bobby gave him. 128, Ancient Egypt, The Serious Connection by Murray Hope. Book 129, The Chakras and the Esoteric Healing by Zachary F. Lansdowne, PhD. ZACHARY space F dot space Lansdowne, LANSDOWEN, PhD. Book 130, which is a must-have, The Shamanistic Way of the Bee, Ancient Wisdom and Health, Healthy Practices of the Bee Masters by Simon Buxton, BUXTOW, T-O-N, which they speak on also the importance of bee acupuncture, which is very healthy for some. Look up bee acupuncture. Can't go too much more into that. But he speaks about it a little bit as far as a spill. He also speaks about how Bobby was saying that, when the bees go, we go. And he spoke about that in a movie called, I believe, The Happening, where, the bees are as a correspondence connected to the soul. And the soul is really important within us all. So when the bees go, everything else goes because they pollinate. It's funny to talk about around this time as far as the spring equinox. Walter. Book 131. Bees with a Afterword by Joseph Dennings and Rudolf Steiner. Book 132. C.G. Jung, J-U-N-G. The Philosophy of the Kundalini Yoga. Book 133. Kundalini, the Arousal of the Inner Energy by A-J-I-T space Mukherjee, M-O-O-K-E-R-J-E-E. Book 134 that gives you a breakdown of the Kundalini. Shakti, Ashe, the Realm of the Divine Mother by B-H-N-A-M-I, M-N-M-N-A-L-I. All right. Book 135, which is a must grab, Hanuman, H-A-N-U-M-A-N, Ashe, by, the spelling for this author is D-E-V-D-U-G-T space P-A-T-T-A-N-I-N-I-K. Some of this information he couldn't pronounce. I don't even know how to pronounce it. From India, Hindu, those are ours. They call it mixing of faces, but we're not going to get into the ego thing, but you know what I mean? So introduction. An introduction to VAKILSFEFFER and space SIONSLTD, which is the publishing company. Introduction to the V word that I spelled out and the S word, which is the publishing company. The author that I was by was the D word and the P. Book is called Hanuman, a powerful energy to call upon, not for asking at first, but for wisdom is the asking. Book 136, The Book of Lilith, Goddess of Blood by Barbara Black Koltov, K-O-L-T-U-V. I apologize. I got to use the bathroom. Bear with me. No, I'm not editing that out. I'm not editing nothing of that out. No, you do it. Okay. Book 136. The Book of Lilith, the Goddess of Blood. That's what they talk about. Lilith is the Goddess of Blood. All right. And when you go into this book, you go into the science of it. If you look more indefinite, by Barbara Black Koltov. All right, book 137, which he was talking about, is also something that was recommended by him, dealing with the Kundalini. Kundalini, Ekhora, Part 2 by Robert E. Suoboda. Book 138, which is also recommended. Her Blood is Gold, Awakening to the Wisdom of Menstruation by Laura Owen. Ladies, you might want to cop that. Ladies, you might want to cop that, ladies. Ladies, you might want to cop that. All right? Understanding about your menstrual cycle. All right? Book 139, which is also recommended by him to have. Myths of the Female Divine. Myths of the Female Divine by David Lemings. Leemings. And Jake Page. Page. Myths of the Female Divine. Energy goddess name for wisdom and power. Oh yeah, that's a must-have. Definitely. Book 140, Hindu Goddess by David R. Kinsley. Book 141, Kali the Goddess by Dr. Chitralekha space Singh and Liplika space Singa. Book 142, The Ancient Encyclopedia of Myths and Legend, Hindu Mythology by Jane Knappert. This is everything about Norse mythology. As far as this book in particular, these next two is to have a must-have in your collection. Book 143, The Norse Myths by Kevin Crosley Noland. All right, The Norse Myths. Book 144, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, the Divine Race by Swami Prabhupada. Book 145, Shiva, the Wild God in Power and Ecstasy by Wolf Diter space Storl PhD. Book 146, Hanuman, the Ramayana by Catherine Lovick. Cathoun space Luvvik. Book 147, recommended by Bobby. The Way of the Borsiva by Shantadeviva. The Science of. So, The Way of the Bodhisattva. The author by Shantidiva. All right. Another recommended book, which is 148, The Astral World, the Scenes of the Dwellers by Swami. It's the same one I spoke of last time. All right. 149, The Hindu Way of Awakening the Revelations, Its Symbols, the Extension Way of Religion by Swami Keryananda and J. Donald Warren. Book 150, Introduction to Kashmir Shivanism by, I didn't get an author on that, but type in that as far as when you're looking up and you'll get your book. A lot of these books is from India and Hindu. So, and they are very metaphysical and occult applications to help further you in your path and increase you in the cultivation of your spirit, connection to your soul, and power and purpose. Meet the real reference. Book 152. All right, The Secrets of the Supreme Goddess Shiva by Tripura space Rahasya. All right, y'all good? Y'all all right? Y'all gotta be patient with yourselves, and y'all gotta be patient with me. All right, be patient with yourselves and be patient with me. I'll give y'all the reference after this, but I promise you it's just as tough. The only thing is you'll get pictures. All right? The only thing is you'll get pictures. Water. I'm very thankful, very happy to have this information. I promise you. All right? Introduction to Kashmir Shivanism. I mentioned that. Book 151. Meditations. And its Meditations and its Methods by Swami Vivekananda. At this point, the books that I'm saying, we're only an hour and 11 minutes in. But the book that he's talking about is 3 hours and 43 minutes in. Just to give you an idea of how I'm trying to speed it up for you as a backup. Because life goes on and people do what they do on their own platform as they own it. To take away from the conscious folks or our children behind us trying to learn and further this thing along, all right? The Secrets of the Supreme Goddess Shiva by Tripura Rasana, Tripura space Rahasya, book 153. Sundarakanda, which deals with Hanuman. It's a prayer book, all right? Sundarakanda deals with Hanuman, Hnuman, which is a prayer book you might want to grab. The next book is recommended, given by Bobby, book 154, The Great God Pan by Amy Herzog, Herzog, book 155. The Kanyan Chronicles, The Myths and Prophecies of the Chinese Goddess Compassion by Martin Palmer and J. Ramsey, book 156. Beyond Birth and Death, India's most renowned, presenting startling evidence of the soul's incredible journey after death by Swami Prabhupada, book 157. SRIMAD space BHAGAVATAM, 8 Arts of Withdrawal from Cosmic, 8 Arts of Withdrawal from Cosmic Creation by Swami, the same one, PARBHUPADA. It's like a philosopher book, a philosophy's book, dealing with the divine grace. Book 158, a must-have, Kali by Elizabeth U. Harding, The Black Goddess of Dakshini, Newer, DAKASHINEWAR, book 159. Montauk, MONTAUK, Revisited Adventures in Synchronicity by Preston B. Nichols, NICHOLS, book 160. The Mystery of the Olmecs by David Hatchett Wiltrest, HATCHET space WILTREST, book 161. Ram by DEVDUTT space PATTANNAIK, book 162. A Treatise on Cosmic Fire by ALIXE space A dot space Bailey, BAILY, book 163. Rigvado of Cross, RIG space VADA space of Cross by TABIAS Tobias Churton, CHURTO The Golden Builders, Alchemists, and Rosicrucianists of Freemason. Must have. Book 167 by Dennis William Hauck, Hauck. The Sorcerer's Stone, A Beginner's Guide to Alchemy. A must have. This is a good reference or go-to by Pascal Beverly Randolph. All right. The 1970th century Black American spiritualist, Rosicrucianist, and sex magician. Also by John Patrick Deveney, Abraham Lincoln's advisor, said to be a bad mother sucker. Abraham's advisor. All right. This is a great reference. Also some soul food that it was mentioned. 167. The Complete I Ching by Taoist Mater Alfred Hung, Hung. Book 168. The Lost Continent of Mu, Mu, by James Churchward. Another version also by David Hatchett, Chidress, author. Book 169. Must have. Mary Magdalene, the Woman Who Enlightened the Christ. The Illuminator by William Henry. It's about the divine feminine and how to activate the divine masculine within yourself, ladies. Grab it. All right? That's a big thing we need, especially during this year of 2025. The Palladian, the Workbook, Awakening Your Divine Ka, and Palladian Tantric Workbook, Awakening Your Divine Ka. It's a part 1 and 2 by Amora Kuan Yin, Amorah space Kuan Yin, Quan space Yin. Must have, from what I was told. Next, book 173, The Palladian Agenda, a new cosmology for the age of light, introduced by Brian, I'm just going to spell it out. It gets more difficult as we go. And I'm pretty good at pronunciation. Brian space Smimme. That's who it's introduced by. Palladian Agenda, a new cosmology for the age of light by Barbara Han Clow, Hann space Clow. Next one, which is a must-have, book 174. Alchemy of 9 Dimensions, 211 to 212 prophecies in 9 dimensions of consciousness. The breakdown and author Barbara Han Clow as the last. Book 175 by H.P. Lovecraft, a study in the fantastic horror movies about Lovecraft. You know, it's a life about Lovecraft by Maurice Levy. All right, Marese space Levy. A must have. Book 176, the Necronomicon, Necronomicon, Necronomicon. All right, a lot of Necronomicon stuff, H.P. Lovecraft stuff is based off the movie Aliens, the movie Species, Stranger Things, all the Freddy Krueger movies, all the horror movies, because once upon a time, he had dreams and recorded it. So these things were based off of him, and these new names and concepts and our information being brought through don't matter what color to bring us to our total recall. HR is the author of H.R.Gigers, which is your author. All right. These next 6, 7, 8. All right. These next 8 books I'm going to name is a must-have from what I was told. When you get past the metaphysical and get into the occult, the hidden side of the tree, so to speak. Book 177, Necronomicon Revelations by Joshua Free. Book 178, Necronomicon Files, The Legend Edition by Danielle Harms and John Wisdom Space GOCE, 3rd edition. Book 178, A Tribute to H.P. Lovecraft by Starry Wisdom, edited by D.M. Mitchell. It's in comic book style. Book 180 by Donald Tyson, Grimoire of the Necronomicon, GRIMORE. All right. Book 181, The Gates of the Necronomicon by Simon, SIMON. Information of the 1977 events after his book was released. A series of things happened. Energy splur, or when you throw a rock in a lake or a river and it creates ripples. When certain energy or new energy takes effects upon our wonderful plane of ours. All right. Book 182, which is a must-have, the Cthulhu of the Glacier, Mythos by August Derleth, Derleth. Book 183, Cthulhu Tales of OMRIUSNDELIRIUM, comic book by Mark Ward and others like Andy Cush. This is a game, actually, The Call of Cthulhu by Sandy Peterson and Lynn Willis. The Call of Cthulhu, The Complete Dreamlands, 4th edition. These are games you can have, but it's good information, you know. Cthulhu. From 3 hours and 50 minutes to 4 hours and 30 minutes. From 3 hours and 50 minutes to 4 hours and 30 minutes, you will get a lot of information on H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu, the tales and stories from the beginning, lots of novels that Bobby gave this individual. However, they are novels, so I'm going to put the reference at the end so you can go through the 3 hours and 50 minutes through the 4 hours and 30 minutes and check into the information yourself. I have written them down, but I don't want to waste your time speaking about novels and when I want to give you the nitty-gritty of the books of application or simple books to help teach us as teachers and teachers as students. Take me, Walter. So, book 206, The Ancient Mysteries, which is a good reference book by Peter James and Nick Thorpe. 207. Book 207 that I wrote down is 4 hours and 37 minutes into the lecture. By the way, right now we're an hour and 24 minutes in. All right. Mysterium. CONIUNCTIONIS by Jung, Carl Jung, which is a good reference book. Book 208, Wings of the Falcon by Joseph Castor. Excuse me. 209, which is recommended, The Greatest Story Ever Told, a scientific inquiry in the evidence of the fall of man from higher civilization antiquity by Elena Cantrell, ELANA space CANTREL, which is a great reference book. Deals with a lot of science. Also the next book, which is book 210, Chaos, The Making of a New Science by James space GLEICK, Glick. Book 211, which is highly recommended, Religions of the East by Anne Bancroft, which is a good reference book, BANCROFT. Book 212. Wow. Wrote that wrong. Book 212. All right. by DJ Conway. Magic of the God, which is a female. DJ Conway is a female. DJ Conway is a female. DJ Conway is a female. Magic of the Gods and Goddesses, invoking the ancient gods. 213. Dr. Muat, M-U-A-T-A Ashby, The Serpent Laws. Book 214. L.W. Lawrence, The Complete Method, Application, and Use. Oh boy. I know I was tired when I did this. It's okay. Book 215. The Mythology book by Robert Graves. Larousse, Encyclopedia of Mythology. 216. Instant Palm Reader, A Roadmap to Life by Linda Domin, D-O-M-I-N. 217. The Library of the World of Myths and Legends. Look that up. Don't have an author. 218. Egyptian Mythologies by Veronica Irons. The last two books I presented deals with Egypt. There's a lot of Egypt stuff, but it deals good with good, defined, definitive pictures for scrying. Bobby and other individuals spoke about the art of scrying when looking into these particular pictures, or arts, or sigils, as you may call them. Encyclopedia of Occultism by Louis Spence, L-O-U-I-S space S-P-E-N-C-E. Book 220. The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell. Book 221. The First World Order by Dr. AlimLBay.com. Still alive, by the way. Hasn't eaten meat since 1993. Check him out. Him and his Empress, Miss Kadira. Beautiful people. Which I got to see them. I haven't seen them in a while. Book 222. H.R. Ellis Davidson. Written in 1969. Scandinavian Mythology. 223. The Ancient Stone Speaks by David Link. 224. The Complete Temple of the Ancient Egypt by Richard K. Wilkerson. All right. 226. Earth, Air, Fire, and Water by Scott Cunningham. 227. Wicked Voodoo Sex by Catherine Charlotte. Here's where we get to the fire stuff, all right? Here's where we get to the fire stuff. Yeah, definitely cop these, all right? All right? All right? Love is in the Earth, a Kaleidoscope of Crystals by Melidy. All right. Next, 229, Overthrowing the Old Gods by Aleister Crowley. All right. And Don Webb, Becoming a New God. Book 230, The Complete Guide to Entity Creation, Aiding Magical Entities by David Michael Cunningham. Book 231, Mysteries of the Dark Moon. The Healing Power of the Dark Goddess by George M. Demetra, D-E-M-E-T-R-A. 232. The New Moon Rising, Reclaiming the Rights of Sacred Menstruation by Linda Heron, H-E-R-O-N, Wind. Deals with vagina power. 233. A good reference book. The Goddess Book of Days by Diane Stein, D-I-A-N-E space S-T-E-I-N. Book 234, The Age of Manipulation. The Con and Confidence Through Media by Wilson Brian Key, PhD. Shows you how they subconsciously and unconsciously manipulate us all by commercial means. All right. Book 235, The Spirits Book by Allan Kardec, which was channeled and deals with channels. That's how he did with that book. A-L-L-A-N-K-A-R-D-E-C. All right, book 236, The Cat and Magic and Myth by Moldfield Howie, M-O-L-D Howie, H-O-W-I-E. Book 237, Practical Sigil Magic, Creating Personal Symbols for Success by Frater U.D. F-A-R-T-E-R, Frater. Book 238 by Marie-Louise Van France, The Interpretation of Fairy Tales. All right. 239, Dark Moon Mysteries, Wisdom, Power, and Magic of the Shadow World by Timothy Roderick, R-O-G-D-R-I-C-K. All right. Book 240, The Witch's Familiar Partnerships for Successful Magic by Raven, G-R-I-M-A-S-S-I. All right. Kind of slipped on numerization here, so excuse me, I'm correcting myself best I can while I am speaking. Return of the Goddess by Edward C. Whitmount, W-H-I-T-T-M-O-U-N-T. Book 242, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay, H-A-Y. Book 243, A Mystical Dragon Magic by D.J. Conway, Teachings of the Mystical Ring. 244, Naga Magic, Wisdom of the Serpent Lords by Denny Sargent. Book 245, which is a must-have. All these are must-haves, but this was particularly said to be must-have. Dragon Time by Louisa, L-O-U-I-S-A space F-R-A-N-C-I-A. Magic and Mysteries of Menstruation. Ladies and fellas, when you're trying to tap into your divine feminine, you might want to cop this too. All right, this is the nerdy side of reference. Again, my name is Reference, because you see what I'm doing. It just took me a while to get to this point, huh? Didn't want to bombard you talking like this already. All right. Where were we? Book 246, The Wise Wound by Phenebly Shuttle and Peter Redgrove, P-H-N-E-L-O-P-D-Y space Shuttle and Peter Redgrove. Book 247, Myths from Mesopotamia, Creation of the Flood by Stephanie Daly, D-A-L-L-E-Y. Book 248, Greek Myths, Part 1 by Graves Robert II. Book 249, The Druids by Piggotti Stutter, P-I-G-G-O-T-I space S-T-A-U-R-E. Book 250, Myths and Legends of Hawaii by Grove Day, Westvelt, W-E-S-T-L-E-V-L-T. Book 251, Secrets of the Torah, for those who enter the Torah. Ladies, you astute ladies, you orator ladies, and fellas. Origins, Mysteries, and Symbolism by Barter G. Walker. Book 252, Wisdom of the Tarot by Elizabeth H-A-I-C-H. 253, The Triple Goddess Tarot by I-S-H-A space T-E-R-N-E-R. Book 254, The Ruins by L-I-S-H-A space P-E-S-H-E-L-L. It deals with use in divination and magic. The Ruins. Book 255, The Daily Life of the Egyptian Gods by Demetrius Meeks, and Christian Meeks, Farad. Christian Farad Meeks. All right, The Daily Life of the Egyptian Gods. Apparently they're married. 256, which is a must-have. The Lost Continent of Pan, The Organic Simulation by Suzanne Vrie Martinez. Book 257. The Epic of Gilgamesh by Maureen Gallery Kovacs. Kovacs. All right. This is a must-have that was suggested to book 258. Hawaii Magic and Spirituality by Scott Cunningham. 259. The Search for Quasicodo, The Mysteries, Heritage of American Civilization by Pierre Honer. Quetzalcoatl, Quasicodo, and the Mysteries of the Heritage of the American Civilization by Pierre space Honree. That's really important too, man. Y'all need to get that. There's a young lady on Facebook that's posted information on that powerful being with powerful abilities and healing that led his civilization for a very long time and influenced a lot of his enemies that he did have, most likely. Very cosmic being that was here on the planet. Check that out. Especially for those into their culture deeply. Book 260, The Mind Prophecies by Adrian G. Gilbert and Maurice. Book 261, Helping Yourself with ESP, Revised and Expanded, The Power of Extraordinary Perception and How to Make It Work for You by Manning. All right. ALG. Book 262 through 267 is a must-have. Book 262, starting off, Helping Yourself from A to Z by Maria Solomon. Next one, Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Scott Cunningham. Next, Spiritual Cleansing and Psychic Defense by Robert Lowery. Next, Secrets of Magic Seals by ANNREVA. That's your author. And How to Use Them and Put Them in their power for you. Put them to their power for you. All right. Book 266, The Witch's Guide to Fairy Folk. How to Work in the Elemental World, The Dictionary of Fairies. All right. By Edrin McCoy. EDEXIN McCoy. 267. Everything you need to know about the magical candle. Everything you need to know about the magical candle, facts and fundamentals about rituals and burning candles by Charmaine Day, DEY. 268. A Practical Guide to Astral Projection, the Outer Body Experience by Dennings and Phillips. 269. Invoke the Goddess Visualizations of Hindu, the Greek, and Egyptian Deity Goddess by Kalatrove Trobi. KALATROVE space TROBI. Book 270. Brazilian Polo Primer by Robert Lowery. Kimbanda Recipes to Make You Want or Win, Kimbanda Recipes to Make You Win at Love, Money, Business, and Life. All right. Book 271. Astral Travel, The Guide to Secret Out of the Body Experience by Gavin and Yvonne Frost. All right. Let's type that title in and you'll get the rest. Astral Travel, The Guide to Secret Out of Body Experience by Gavin and Yvonne Frost. The Lost Keys of Masonry by Manly P. Hall. This is an out of print one, but try to find it. The Life Works of Marie Lavea deals with charms, hexes, by Barbara Uval. Book 274, Rituals and Spells of Santa Mirada. All right. Rituals and Spells of Santa Maria. Santa Maria. Rituals and Spells of Santa Maria by Migene space Gonzalez Whippler. Book 275, Secrets of Love. Both of these books are good. I'm sure y'all heard of these especially. Cultivating the Female Sexual Energy by Montauk Chia. Secrets of Love. Cultivating the Male Sexual Energy by Montauk Chia. Male and female. Montaukchia. Walter. Pomagria. Book 277. All right. The Three Face of Maiden Mother Crone by D.J. Conway. Book 278. The Little Book of Candle Magic by D.J. Conway. Next, Subliminal Seduction. Are You Being Sexually Roused by This Picture by Wilson Bryan Key. Next, Mayomber, Black Magic Rituals by Carlos Antonio Montenegro. Next, The Knights Templar, The Key of Solomon, the classic text of historical Arcadia by McGregor Mathis. Next, two books which is a must-have. Practical Guide to Vibrational Medicine Energy Healing, The Spiritual Transformation by Richard Gerber, MD. Next, Holy Harlots, Feminine Sexuality and Black Magic in Brazil by Kelly E. Haynes. The next book is a heavy science but recommended. 284, book 284, Hermetica, the ancient Greek and Latin writing which contain religious, philosophical teachings describing Hermes Trismegistus by Walter Scott. 285, Bridging the Science and Spirit Common Elements in David Bohan's Physics, the Perennial Science, Philosophy, and Seth by Nerman Friedman. All right, this book, which is a must-have. Book 286, The Ancient Wisdom of Chinese Tonic Herbs, deals with slowing your aging, gaining unlimited energy, improving your sex, sharpening your mental, dealing with reducing your stress, helping out with your clarity, helping out with your look, you feel younger. There's a Master Herbalist by Ron space TeeGuarden. Book 287, which is also a must-have, The Civilization of Mayas by Eric J. Thompson. That deals with the Aztecs, Olmecs, Mayans, etc. culture. Definitely a good thing to have. This may be out of print, but it's 1953. Secrets of Voodoo by Marlo Regard. Deals with petrol spirits, use of gunpowder, and how they turned it into gunpowder, how they defeated the British, ritualizing the gunpowder when the British was over there in Haiti, and they was trying to, shoot them down. They kept bouncing back up. Woman was sitting on a chair smoking a joint, cracking voodoo dolls, and each voodoo doll represented 1,000 men, and then the men that was running towards them, they was bounced back because the gunpowder wasn't affecting them, and they was extra fast and extra strong. Well, The Secrets of Voodoo by Marlo Regard. That's your evidence and reference behind that, in case you want to do a lecture on that one day. All right? That's book 289. 289. Book 290, Papa Jim's Herbal Magic Workbook, How to Use Herbs for Magical Purpose, the A to Z Guide. All right. Book 300. Look up books by Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell. All right. I'm just going to do it like that. Book 301. Palo Mayombe Spirits, Rituals, and Spells. A Dark Side of Santeria by Carlos Montenegro. Book 302 and 3 is a must-have. Book 302, Voodoo Charms and Talisman by Robert Pelfton. 303, The Complete Book of Voodoo by Robert W. Peldon. Peldon. All right. Book 304, Urban Voodoo, Pro-Caribbean Magic by Jason Black and Christopher S. Hyatt, PhD. All right. Book 305, Ancestral Magic by Vivi Gunn, Gunn. 306, which is a must-have. These next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books is a must-have, all right? Very important. Real juicy. All right? Moon Spells. How to Use the Phases to Get What You Want by Dr. AHLQUIST. Book 307, Wicca Magic by Gerina Dunwich. 308, Auntie Sally's Policy Play a Dream Book. Tells about like the 3-digit numbers, like, oh, 731, or you're pregnant. Oh no, 732, you're gonna die. Or this, or that, or, it talks about that, don't you know? So, one of those types. 309, Voodoo in Haiti by Alfred Alfred Metraux. Book 310, Spirits of the Night, The Voodoo Gods of Haiti by Seth Rodman and Carol Cleaver. 311, Golden Secrets of Mystic Oils, 550 Oils, Over 1,300 Spells by Anna Riva. Next, Voodoo and Hoodoo by Jim Haskins. Book 313, Voodoo Shaman, The Haitian Way of Healing by Ross Haven, Heaven. Next, Voodoo Rituals, A User's Guide by Heike _OWUSU. Next, the new revived 6th and 7th Book of Moses and the Magical Use of Psalms by Migene Gonzalez Whiffler. Next, The World's Greatest Magician, which is highly, from what I was told, recommended by Black Herman. The Secret Mystery and Legerdman, Derman, Secrets of the Missing Keys, Success to Health and Happiness. Book 317, How to Use a Ouija Board to Communicate with the Spirit World by Michael S.T. Christopher. 318, The Witch's Magical Handbook by Gavin Frost and Yvonne Frost. Next book, Esoteric Rendering of the Divine, The Alchemical Origin of the Black Greek. Wasn't much of a big hitter, but I still put it on there. Stephen Skinner, Techniques in Greco-Egyptian Magic. I didn't put it on there because he said not to. say it wasn't much. Some books in there were just like, it's like, nah, I'm good. All right. This book was recommended by Bobby, book 320, The Light of Egypt by Thomas H. Vurgone, volume 1 and 2, Vurgowne. The Science of the Soul and the Star, recommended. Book 321, Technology is Magic, The Triumph of the Irrational by Richard Stivers, Stivers. Book 322, The Encyclopedia of Spirits, The Ultimate Guide of Genies, Ghosts, Goddesses, etc. by Gudika spacebar ILLES. They sell that a lot. I got that book. I just ain't got it with me. All right. So it's a really good book that deals with information on entities, deities, and the functions. So you know how to use them. These particular entities and goddesses and gods, you don't ask for earthly things like, can you pay my rent? Can you help me with earthly things? No, you have earthly ancestors for earthly things, and you ask those accordingly when you read the mythos to where they are. So this is why this Encyclopedia of Spirits is good. You get me? 323. All right, by Fraser Franklin, the Black Portuguese. Book 324, Inside America, the Black Upper Caste, Our Kind of People, which he said makes fun of the people who sold out, by Lawrence Otis Graham. A must-have, which is book 325, The Truth About COVID-19, which is out of print for some reason. Exposing the Great Reset, lockdowns, vaccine, passports, the new normal, and how we must unite in the global movement for health and freedom by Dr. Joseph Mercola and Ronnie Cummings. 326, which is a funny one, the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms, which is a must-have. Next, by Sigmund Freud, SIGMUND space FREUD, The Interpretation of Dreams. The next you can get on PDF is PSYCHASTRA, The Psychastra, Key to Secret ESP Control by Frank Rudolph Young, an application book we all must have. Next, The Power of the Orisha, Santa Maria and the Saints by Ms. Gonzalez. This book is a green book, book 330, subliminal book, which is good for us to have. How to use your unconscious mind to rule your, behavior, by Leonard Malodinow. Next, The Gnostics by CBURTON. Next, Melanin, The Key to Freedom by Richard King. Everybody getting into them late, but he will soon be brought up on the circuit board. Next, Forbidden Faith, The Secret History to Gnosticism by Richard Somley. Next, which is a must-have, We Do Not Die by Hilton Hotema. I was told anything Hilton Hotema, Hotema, grab. Next, book 335, Your Brain is God by Timothy Leary, Leiry. Next, book 336, The Invisible History of the Rosicrucianist, the World's Most Secret Society by Tobias Churton, Churton, Tobias, Tiobias. Book 337, which is a must-have, by Gary Greenberg, Bible Myth, The African Origins of Jewish People. Definitely tell you some truth about them lovely folks. 338, The Hindu Science and Lost Civilization Behind 200 to 212 Prophecies, The Source Field Investigation by David Wilcox. 339, Nostradamus, The Final Reckoning, a year-by-year guide of our future by Peter Lemesuris. Book 340, Healing Fear and Trauma, the Prana Qigong by C. Marie Long. That's all I got. That's all I got. All right? I went through as quickly as possible. It's not one of them things where you kind of like listen to it all the way through and then get you a pen and paper or a pencil and pen. Make sure it's a pen that's erasable and erase it. I apologize if I went too fast. Pause it. I had to do the same thing to the 6-hour lecture. It's a 6-hour lecture. Right now we at 1 hour and 56 minutes. That's how much I did my best to shorten it up for you, because I know some of us, it just don't feel like that. And that's okay, all right? Know that that shit is okay, all right? So, you know, my name is Reference Walter. I love doing what I do. Large part of that I didn't mention because it was novels. But I appreciate y'all time. And these books are very important for any type of area of study that you're trying to get into. Excuse me if I expose the books that you have, but just know that it's 5 more hours to go. This is just a part 1, okay? All right? Y'all should really tap into this. But this is for the people that's real serious. All right? Not for the ones that's here to just look at my face. You should get this done not only for yourself or the public, or if nobody else, for your kids or your nieces, your nephews, somebody. Because all these books are disappearing. Even though that's the name of the game, right? Have fun because it's the beginning of the end. But the fade ain't over, you know? And I love doing what I do. So, even if I had 2 more hours to go, I'm ready. But with that being said, peace and love. Get your own notebook for this stuff. Take your time. It might take a week to get all this information. And I'll present the information towards the very, very end, not the end that you're thinking of. All right? Peace and love. 1.